Hello everybody, I am making this video because just seeing a magpie go past, which I love. I'm making this video because I am getting all kinds of I've started teaching, and there's so many things I feel like I need to say, kind of wisdoms around the tarot, wisdoms and teachings that the tarot has brought to me or that I've channeled, and I was so called to YouTube and didn't really know why or what I was meant to do on YouTube. So I started to do these readings, or those readings, which I might actually delete now because they've been there for a while. So I started to do readings the same way that I'd seen other, mostly women, doing readings, but it didn't really resonate with me as I was doing it. I just wasn't really feeling it. So I'm going to, hang on, my leg is caught in some thorn down there, I'm just going to untangle myself. So I'm here to see if maybe this is what I'm meant to be doing. My head is full of thoughts about things, really important things that I've learnt, things that I think could help other people through the tarot cards. So I really needed to go for a walk today, and I really wanted to make this video, so I thought, why not do both together? So here I am in this beautiful place, and what was it that I was thinking about? There's so many things. Okay, so what's coming into my head now is that we're in an Emperor year. In tarot reasoning and I guess astrology, I don't know. Oh no. Okay, tarot and astrology are so intertwined, but we're sticking with tarot. So in tarot thinking, if we add up the numbers of the year, 20 and 20, which is basically 2 and 2, it comes to 4, which is Emperor. So we are looking this year collectively at what Emperor means for us all, and how do we experience, how do we live Emperor, what's our relationship to Emperor. And an incredible teacher, Lindsay Mack, who you can access online. She does many short and very little and very affordable courses, and also she has many podcasts. She's a wonderful teacher. So she gave me a new perspective on the Emperor card. I really recommend for everybody to listen to her, but she talks about the Emperor as the card of Aries, which it is. The Emperor as an energy that gives rise to our true voice, our pure voice, our desire unashamedly, not taking into account other people, because there are times in our life when we need to say, I honor you, I respect you, but this is what I feel, this is what I need, this is where I'm going, and it's not going to help me now to take on board what somebody else needs. I have to say this, I have to speak this, I have to do this, to be true to myself and my own sense of sovereignty in my own world, in my own life, in my own day. It's the call of the baby, the baby's first cry when it comes out of the womb, when it makes its first sound in the world, it's also toddler energy. You know what, when the toddler says, I want this, and you know, you can't reason with a toddler, and that's beautiful, because what you're seeing is you're seeing there your baby that is growing up, and they're learning how to find their voice and their will, and to not be merged with others. So every tarot card has its light and its shadow, and of course they're multifaceted, they are deeply complex, they're archetypes, so you know, they have many different sides, and what I've just said about the Emperor is just, you know, a few breadcrumbs. The Emperor is of course more than that, and slightly different to every person, of course. To a lot of people, and it's true, archetypally, the Emperor is the father. The Emperor is the patriarch, and our relationship collectively to patriarchy these days, in contemporary kind of feminist, queer, anti-racist movements, anti all kinds of, you know, terrible thing movements. Patriarchy is really something that we're fighting at the moment. But in the fight of patriarchy, we don't want to, which I believe, and that's personal, that I believe we should be moving beyond patriarchy in whatever way we can, every minute of every day, because it's destroying us at the moment. We've gone too far with it. We're moving into other things, which I won't go into right now, but instead of projecting Emperor out always onto our boss, onto our Prime Minister, onto our President, onto our lover. And that reminds me of another thing I want to say in this video before I go, that to claim our own sovereignty, to stake claim to you, what you need, what you want. Of course we have to compromise with other people, and every great emperor is caring, is loving. He operates from his heart to govern. He's in his position because he's hopefully earned it. He has gained wisdom and compassion and power through good deeds and probably great feats and learning. And I think that's about being an extraordinarily good, brave, wise person. And once you're in that position, I think once we're all in that position, you get to a point with things in your life, certain points in your life. For example, maybe with something that was once a hobby, and then it becomes something you study, and then it becomes something, and slowly you feel yourself getting better and better and better at one thing or one area of your life. And then you get to a point where you've mastered it enough to feel like, I can teach this now, or I can heal people with this now, or I can, and then you start to build that thing that you feel now expert in into your life, into your external world, in a way that brings stability, confidence, empowerment into your life. And that is Emperor energy. You know, sometimes we get, you know, you're not going to be emperor necessarily in everything in your life. I mean, unless you literally are a king, or unless you are, you know, the boss of a big company, or in charge of lots of things. For most of us, but even then, you know, the king of wherever, of a country, has to go home to their wife and then be told off. And in that moment, they're not emperor. hopefully, because if we get stuck in emperor all the time, we would be too rigid. We wouldn't be movable, we wouldn't be flexible, we wouldn't be relational, we wouldn't be able to be in relationship. And a great emperor has humility and the ability to connect and relate to others. So, and what do I want to say then? So moving to that, interestingly, the next card is the Hierophant card, and I didn't actually plan at all on talking right now about the Hierophant, but I think I should. I'm going to, because suddenly it's there. I was thinking on my walk to this beautiful spot about how it's a pattern I've had a lot in my own life, how we project onto our lovers, our boyfriends, our girlfriends, and whether you're gay, straight, bisexual, pansexual, whatever you consider yourself to be now. So I'm really against binary whatever, so just to kind of name that. So from wherever you're coming in your relationships with others, however you have those relationships, I kind of feel in myself that we sometimes, when we fall very deeply in love with somebody, very, very deeply in love, and become really attached, we can project onto others. So I'm moving away from emperor now, I'm talking about something different. How we project sometimes divine powers, or I don't know if powers is the right word, divine energy, onto one person because of our attachment to them, and how sometimes that can really take us away from having an authentic relationship with the divine, whatever that means to you in your own life. So what I've noticed in my own life over the years, a tendency to do that, and how when I start to look only at one person, or I don't know, one guru or one friend, I think with kind of moving into the territory of codependency, but I think a lot of us are codependent in very, in different ways. I think in a way we're encouraged to be codependent socially, and I think patriarchy is connected to that, in the sense that we're encouraged to just follow one outer being, somebody outside of ourselves, to give all our power away, so that the system, the machine of, our society can keep ticking, as opposed to experiencing that power, that divine, beautiful, gorgeous, uplifting, all-consuming, passionate love as something that could be within us, that person that you look at and you think, I couldn't live without them. And of course we all feel that. It's human, with our children, with our mothers, with our, whoever, with our lovers. But when you're able to develop a relationship with a divine other, that it could be, I don't know, it could be nature, it could be Mother Earth, it could be Buddha, it could be Allah, it could be Jesus, it could be divine goddess, it could be your higher self. I honestly don't think it matters until you're, I think, able to separate off a bit from attachments to other human beings and not have that loving relationship with a divine other, non-human other. We can really disempower ourselves. So I think that's really what I need to say. And that development of that relationship to the divine non-human other whatever that is for you. And you might just start by creating an altar and, I don't know, having a picture of a dead relative who you adored, a grandmother who you adored, and a flower. You know, it can be as simple as that. And, you know, honouring every day, connecting with a love, with a force that is beyond what you see, beyond this beautiful world around us. Nurturing that love of something other, something beyond, something that's going to be there all the time, something that we have access to forever and always, no matter what happens in your personal relationships, what happens with your jobs, no matter what happens with anything else, something beyond form that you can connect with, that loving relationship with that unseen other. I can't tell you, it almost brings tears to my eyes, how much that can bring meaning and comfort and just enhance your life and empower you beyond your embodied, seen, you know, human relationships and material relationships. And, you know, that's also represented in the tarot, but of course it is, for some people it might even be through the tarot that they connect with that, and for others not. And that's okay, because I don't think there's many right and wrongs, as long as we're not hurting anybody or hurting ourselves. We have so much freedom. So that's my message for now. There will be more. Let's see how this goes. I don't know if this will resonate with me or with anybody else, but this is my message for today. So sending to whoever watches this, much love.